What up, though? It's Jay Hall, and I got a quick question. Do rappers ever really retire? No, seriously. I'm not talking about rappers that may not be as famous as they once was, or rappers that only a small audience of people are still checking for. I'm talking about rappers who have had a great run and made an official retirement and stayed retired. Well, the game wants to change that with the release of his 9th and final album, according to him, called Born to Rap. Let's get into it. The thing about that track, 40 Ounce Love, is that it represents Game's entire career in the sense of he's very descriptive when he writes, okay? One thing you cannot take away about Game is the man can rap, all right? He paints you a clear picture. You really feel like you are riding through Crenshaw. You really feel like you are riding through LA. He lets you know the street signs. He lets you know what he's riding in, and you're getting that feeling. He also was letting you know about how many years he's been in the game. I mean, 15 years. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't realize he's been in the game for almost 15 years, but sometimes you got to remind people exactly who you are, you know, in this game official. No pun intended. So 40 Hours Love is a good track to actually kind of listen to get you a sense of where he's been, where he's coming from. And production-wise, it's kind of dope too, because the thing I like about Game is that he never chooses beats that overcrowd him. He doesn't seem like he has to overscreen past the beat, and you can listen to the beat and you can listen to the rhymes.
Wanna write this song. Didn't want to write it, so it's from the heart.
So again, you listen to I Didn't Want to Write This Song, and you really do feel like Game did not want to write that song. I mean, who really wants to write a tribute song to somebody that they called a friend? And when you hear Marsha Ambrosius sing that song, I don't care if you have a heart of stone, you can't help but to feel something. Even if you was not like a big Nipsey Hussle fan, you just still feel the sensitivity in that, the vulnerability that Game is sharing. And again, the way Game paints a picture. I mean, describing that everybody was in Staples Center. If you were someone who watched that funeral online, then you know what that feeling was like. You know, the fact that Nipsey Hussle funeral had crowded the whole arena, and there were people from miles and miles away that gave their heart and soul to how they feel about Nipsey Hussle. And you can hear that the Game, within his voice, there are times he even allowed himself lyrically to where you can hear his voice actually crack when he's talking about it. And see, that's what it is too. Game actually has passion behind his rhymes. Another thing about the album Born to Rap is that the Game doesn't always stay on street music and topics, even though it's a very street-oriented album. He teams up again with Anderson .Paak on a song called Stainless. And if you ever heard their tracks before, they kind of mesh well together. If this is meant to be the Game's final album, it is a great send-off. But I gotta admit, 24 songs, that's a lot for anybody. I mean, you have to be super legendary status for any of us to listen past 14, maybe 15 songs. And when you hear Born to Rap, you can't help to think that Game is getting a little bit repetitive. It's almost hard to distinguish certain songs for a good 4 or 5 of them, but he does got some jams and he does got some jewels on there. Overall, Born to Rap is a solid album. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a classic, but that doesn't mean that it's trash. And I understand this era right now, we either say classic or trash, but no, it's a masterfully put together work, and it's a great send-off if this isn't meant to be his final album. But I believe it when I see it. Hey, what you think about it? Maybe I'm tripping. Leave some comments in the comments below. You think it's unnecessary? It's a trash album? Or you think it's good? You think I'm tripping? And do not be afraid to let me know what's the next album that you would like for me to critique. All right? As usual, make sure you follow me on all platforms at JHeartRadio. Be blessed, with successful, and I'll talk to you soon.